Hello everyone, and welcome to, and for some of you, welcome back to the Chaotic Carnivore Dietary and just Lifestyle channel. Guys, this is basically the update video that I had planned to do over where my roommates and I have been Team Chaos, where we've been for the past 7 months. It's been 7 months since I've actually talked to you guys, and I want to let you guys know that we're doing okay. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Thank you so much if you clicked on this video, and thank you if you are one of the people that is still subscribed to my channel. I did not expect as many people to still be here whenever I did finally come back, but I can't even put into words how grateful I am about that. Thank you so much, and I look forward to actually spending so much more time with you guys and hearing your opinions, and you guys have just been so helpful with everything that we had been through the previous few months before we ended up taking our long break. And I'm just very, very happy that you guys are here and that I can finally start to really get my life back on track and have you guys be a part of it. So, like I said, I'm not going to waste a lot of time. I do have a video editor now, but, well, I edit the videos, and I just want to get right into the facts. Bear with me, guys. It may take me just a little bit, a few times of making videos to really get back into the swing of things and get a little more confident on camera again. I could reshoot this video so many times, but no take is probably going to come out perfect. And I don't want to make a ton of cuts through the entire video, because I like to try to keep as much of my real personality, you know, the things I say, the way that I say them, my mannerisms, all of that. I want you guys to be able to see an actual documented change as I go through the diet, as I get a little bit more confident on camera and with myself and everything else. But you guys are getting all raw, honest, unedited realness. This is all real. You're gonna get all the realness. So, the only thing that I did differently than I had done months ago is I actually have a little cue card. So if you see me look down a couple of times, I'm just kind of looking at the cue card so I don't get too much off topic. I am Chaotic Carnivore not just because my diet is chaotic, but because my life is chaotic and my brain is chaotic. So I'm finally trying to like marshal that together and, you know, get to the point. So, first things first, thank you guys again. Just thank you. Thank you very, very much for being here and for all your comments and all your support and everything. It has meant everything to my roommates and I. Through the past couple of months, we've been just kind of reading back through some of the best comments and whatnot, and it's kept us motivated to want to get back on here and to show you that we can do well. We're not just faces passing that are just here 1 minute and then gone. We haven't given up on the diet. We haven't given up on anything, especially not ourselves. We have not given up on ourselves. So, with that being said, we're going to start back in January. So, my last video was actually posted in February, but all of this sort of downhill started back in January. I had actually had my blood test done. The reason that I had started this channel was because I was a type 2 diabetic. My A1C was at about 9.4 whenever I got it tested, and I was, you know, rushed to the ER a couple of times with my blood sugar spiking close to 400. And I had never had that ever happen before. I'll get into more details about like those particular ER trips, because there was roughly about 9 of them. Not roughly 9, there might have been a couple more, but it was all just a lot in a very short amount of time. And just to preface, not to get too far off track too quickly, but I may ramble just a little bit. This may be a little bit of a longer video than what I usually post, but I'm actually in a new place. I have better internet now, so I might actually be able to load that up. So I'm sorry if it is too long. I'll try to stick to my points as best as I possibly can to just give you all the updates. So thank you and sorry in advance. But anyway, so in January, after I had started the channel, after my roommates and I had done fairly strict carnivore for roughly a month, all of the, I'd say about the middle of December to the middle of January, we had done like super strict carnivore, but for 2 months before that, we had been doing kind of more ketovore. But I'd say overall, it was fairly more towards animal-based for about 3 months. And in January, I got my blood sugar tested again. I got all my blood tested again. And I was actually, my A1C had dropped to 4.3. I lost my paperwork in the move, so I have to find it and I'll actually show you guys. But 3 months, the only change I had made was dietary. I wasn't exercising. I wasn't, doing anything. All of the hospital trips had just left me drained. And I was so scared to overexert myself because I thought I was having a heart attack. I thought I was having a lot of heart issues. So I was very, very scared to do exercise. Even though exercise is good for you. It is very, very good for you. I was just terrified, and it's really hard to get over that fear. So anyway, I had been tested again, and my A1C came back under 5. So it was like 4.3, I'm pretty sure. And completely cleared me of diabetes. I no longer had type 2. I was not pre-diabetic. And my doctor, who I don't think I told you guys before, but he was actually in support of me doing a carnivore diet. I was skeptical when I first told him about it, but basically he had said that, sorry, I had had a call come through. I'll try to cut that out, but if I don't, I apologize so much. But he had actually been in support of me being on a carnivore diet. He had said, oh, well, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. I've had patients with a lot of success on keto and carnivore and whatnot. So that shocked me when he said that. But I don't think he actually expected me to do it because, I'm a much bigger girl. Your doctor doesn't usually expect you to do something so hardcore and so just restrictive, especially if you come in admitting that you have a food addiction. You've put yourself in the situation you're in. But anyway, he had been supportive of it. So when I came back in for my results of that A1C test, he was like, listen, you said you were going to do it and you did it. This is one of the best turnarounds I have ever seen in my entire career. If I had a wall of patients for the most miraculous turnarounds, you would be at the top of it. Like, I'd put your picture at the top of it. And that I celebrated. I was so happy to hear that I had completely reversed my diabetes, completely reversed it. Not just, oh, I brought my A1C down, not just, oh, I'm better, I'm pre-diabetic now, blah, blah, blah. No, gone. Metabolically, I got completely cleared as healthy. So January was a wonderful time for that. It was absolutely amazing. The problem happened with the celebration. Because I had decided, oh, that's wonderful, I've got this under control, I'm doing carnivore now, and everything's great. My mistake was assuming that just because I had been cleared metabolically, and especially through my A1C, that I was, out of the woods, out of the danger zone, that I could afford to take liberties with my diet, that I could afford to take liberties with the way that I lived. And, it was a mistake. It was absolutely a mistake. So to be completely transparent, I started, once a week, I'm going to have fast food or something. I'm just going to have something that's I'm going to go out, I'm going to have it, and then I'll get right back onto the diet. That'll be totally fine. And then I would get it, and it kind of roll around in my head. Well, I had it, and now I think maybe the day's already pretty much ruined. So what's the harm if I just have something else for dinner? What's the big deal? And then you end up buying a lot more for dinner. And then the next day it's, oh, well, there's leftovers. I spent the money on it, so I might as well eat it. Long story short, within 2 months, I was completely back to the same old ways. And when I went in 3 months after my first A1C test to get it done again, my A1C had jumped up to, I think it was 5.2. So I wasn't on carnivore, but I wasn't going absolutely crazy yet. But the fact that my A1C had jumped back up to 5.2, it bothered me. It bothered me a lot, but I was so far gone emotionally at that point I just decided, well, you know what? What's the big deal? Like, I'll still stay balanced. I'll still try to stay animal based, but I'll still, I can do moderation. I can do calorie counting. I can do all these things. So, over the next couple of months, it was chaos. It was absolutely chaos. And then during those months, I basically tried to fix every other aspect of my life except my diet. I tried to fix where I was living. I lived in a very dark, kind of mold-ridden apartment that at the time we got it, we had no other choice but to be there. And that's where all my old videos were filmed. Cramped, like we didn't even have doors. We were 3 people living in this apartment, and we didn't even have doors except for like on our bathroom. All of our bedrooms, there were no doors. Like, it was just one tube that we kind of ran through, and we had a bunch of pets, and it was crazy. It was pandemonium. But I was like, oh, well, you know what? That's making my depression come back. That's making my anxiety come back. All of these things are what's making me upset and making me miserable. And I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm not getting enough exercise. I'm not drinking enough water. And all of these things were factors, don't get me wrong, especially because my roommates both worked night shifts, and so none of us were getting enough sunlight. We weren't going outside. We weren't doing any of that. But instead of addressing like the root problem that I knew was dietary, because once if you've done keto, ketovore or carnivore, if you have done it for that 3-month mark and you eat something off plan or off diet or that's very highly processed or anything like that, oh my God, what it does to you. It's awful. It's awful, but it is so addicting. It's a slippery slope, as they say. It's terrible. But anyway, my addiction came back in full swing, and I didn't want to address it. I did not want to address it. I didn't want to look myself in the mirror and say, you know what? This is what's actually causing the root, this is the root of all my problems. This is what's causing all of my issues, my anxiety, my depression, my mental fog, my unhappiness. I am ruining my own life because I'm not addressing the root of my problems. And it just, it's taken a while. Like, we decided, okay, we're going to try to get a new house. We are going to try to move out. We're going to try to find something. And that took a couple of months. So from basically March to last month in August, we were trying to find a home and, go through a loan service and everything. Like, we were desperate to get out, and we did what we could to try to find a new place. And we did. We're actually in a new home now. It's a nice little fixer-upper kind of place, and it's honestly so much better than where we were. And our dogs now have a little yard to actually go out into, and just seeing them run around in the sunlight when we couldn't because of neighbors from before was just like it's honestly just been so nice. And I'm not going to go too much into it because it makes me very emotional. And I'm just very, very happy to be here and happy to have a better place to actually be able to talk to you guys from and really show you, like, in the light of day. I actually have light coming in from my window, and it's beautiful, and it's wonderful. But anyway, so we got the new house. We definitely started drinking a lot more water, especially when we moved in. We moved our entire apartment into this house in 2 days, just the 3 of us. And, I mean, granted, we only had so many rooms of stuff to come in, but we had, the washer, the dryer, the stove, and everything else. So, over those couple of days, we were drinking so much water, and it was fantastic. But we weren't eating healthy. We were not eating anywhere near what we should have been. We're too tired moving everything, so we're just gonna load up our body and replenish all of our energy with pizza and, Chinese and all kinds of other stuff. And it didn't make for, I don't know if you've ever moved, then there's like the initial moving period, And then there's the after period. I don't really know what you would call it, the relaxation period maybe, where everything's been moved in and then you finally just get to calm down and enjoy the home. You know, all the decor has been put up, and I mean, we did everything. We didn't just move into the house. We put everything up. We got all the beds put together, the bedrooms decorated, like everything over 2 days. It was insane. Excuse me, throat's a little gunky, but it's just been every morning, the gunky throat. Gotta love the sad diet. It's so... But anyway, yeah, we got everything kind of cleaned up and put together in here. But that after period was just like, we didn't break the habit of eating the bad food. So it's just slowly, we went from like top of the world, you know, emotions at an all-time high. We were getting so much more sunlight, so much more water, exercise from moving stuff around. Like, we felt amazing. The first week in this house was so nice. Here we are. We just passed a month in the house. It is the 19th today. So it's been 4 days since our 1 month anniversary being in the house. And the emotions are just all over the place. Rumi switched her job, so now she is doing a remote job, and she's not doing night shift anymore, but it's a lot. Pookie's still at the night shift job. She's looking to get something else because she can't take losing the sunlight anymore either, but it's just been, the emotions have been getting a little askew, like everybody's been on edge. And don't get me wrong, trying to run a house when we've never had a house before, it's very stressful. Like, there's a lot of everyday life stresses going on, and I just feel like we don't need the dietary ones on top of it. But it's been so difficult to try to figure out, like, well, how do you not stress out over the diet? Because switching to this diet, from the SAD diet, if you're going right from the SAD diet to something like, which for any of you who don't know, SAD is the standard American diet. I think that's just very clever to call it the SAD diet. But if you're switching from that and going like almost immediately into like ketovore or carnivore, it is a shock to your system. It is an absolute shock. And keto flu is such a big thing. I still haven't particularly mastered how to avoid the keto flu. I know if you drink a lot of salt and, you know, you drink a lot of water and put a lot of salt in your water is what I meant to say, you can kind of stave off a lot of those effects. And if you make sure you eat enough fat, you can stave off a lot of that. But we haven't necessarily mastered that transition period just yet. Going to work on that for sure. Going to try this time to really, like, I've watched so many videos, stuff from like Laura Spath or freaking, Carnivore Kip, Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Sean Baker, like, Steak and Butter Gal, oh man, my mind's going fuzzy, but there's so many people that I've been watching that I take inspiration from, and hey, maybe someday we could work our way up to actually be able to talk to these people, over the computer or something, and be able to, you know, kind of pick their brains about the diet, their experiences and stuff. I would love that. But for now, I'm just having such a great time talking with you guys and hearing what you think about the diet and what it's done for you, and just, you guys are such an inspiration for everything. Oh, so I guess, that's kind of where we're sitting now. I have to get a plan in place of exactly how I'm going to do the videos. I don't necessarily want to try to do one every single day like I did before. I would love to put that type of work in, but as it sits right now, my motivation is just so all over the place. It's not where I want it to be. I want to do things. I want to do so many different things, and it's just going to take a little bit of time to get there. So in the meantime, I'm not going to overwork myself. I'm going to make sure to try to get on a more dedicated video schedule. Maybe we'll start with like 2 a week. One of just like this with me talking with you, giving you updates on how the diet's going, telling you everything that might have gone down during that week. And then the secondary one being a recipe video, because oh my gosh, I have a grill now. I have a big grill. And so Carnivore Kip, I don't know if you're going to watch this, but I'm going to see if I can get you to watch it, and I'm going to watch some of your grilling stuff, and I have got to try some of your recipes. They look so good. They look so, so good. Carnivorous Me, I heard that she is coming back. I have to look into her videos and whatnot. I absolutely adore her. She is... We'll have a whole separate video on people that I just fawn over immensely on this platform. But a ketogenic woman, Anita, she is amazing. I have a couple of her videos on my list and a couple recipes I want to try from her. And of course, you absolutely know Chris Cooking Nashville, coming for those recipes. Some of that stuff looks, I can't even say some, all of his stuff looks amazing. And I'm very, very excited to get to review more of it, and I just love all of these people. I really do. But anyway, guys, I will give another update video tomorrow, and that one's going to specifically cover my current weight, my current medical state, I guess you'd say, like just my whole state of body, state of being. Everything that I'm dealing with, because there have been some more serious complications that I'm working with, and I'm going to cover that in tomorrow's video. But as for today, I just wanted to give you all that kind of update and just hear from you guys in the comments. I am so happy to have you back with us again, and thank you so much for being here. If you're new here and you want to actually see me go from this to looking a lot better, hopefully feeling a lot better and being a lot better, then please subscribe and stick with us through this channel. I cannot wait to see where everything goes for us, and I hope you're excited for it too. Thank you for taking this journey with us, and I will see you guys tomorrow to give you more updates on me so that we can get started and we can do this right. Thank you guys so much for being here again, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.